I want you to go ahead and save the PDF of our textbook to your computer. I'll leave it up on Moodle throughout the year, but I want you to have a copy of it on your computer, just in case. So go ahead and open it up. If you look over on the left side, you can actually see all the lessons we're going to do. You can collapse them, you can open them, you can go to specific pages, navigate just like you would any PDF. So what I want you to do is I want you to go to Lesson 1, Hello World. So I'm going to make my screen just a little bit bigger so that I can see everything. So we are about to write our very first program. So the way that you write a program or go about writing your first program is you need the skeleton. So if you look right here, the public class tester, public static void main string args is going to be your skeleton for pretty much every project. We're going to learn about this later, so don't worry about what this means right now, but just so you know, you are going to need this in every program you write. In order to actually write a program, we're going to need our IDE, which means Integrated Development Environment. And the environment that we're going to be using, you may remember installing it, is called Eclipse. So go ahead and open Eclipse. Mine's on my pin bar, yours might just be on your desktop. Mine comes up with saying the publisher cannot be verified. That's okay. So uncheck always ask for opening this file and click Run. Now before we begin inputting anything, we actually need a place for it to go. So right now you have the pre-chapter 1 that you took a screenshot of. I'm going to go ahead and delete that. We don't really need that anymore. I'm going to delete the project's content on disk because we didn't do anything in it. So then click OK. So go to File, New, Java Project. Name this Lesson 1. Your default location should automatically be your workspace, Lesson 1. We're using the JRE. And then create separate folders for sources and class files. So we make sure that's checked and click Finish. Everything in Java has to start with a class. So go ahead and hit that drop-down menu next to Lesson 1, and we're going to the source folder. So in here, we need to create a new class, because if you don't have a class, you don't have a Java program. So remember in the last video, we did File, New Class. In Eclipse, there's also a shortcut right here which says New Java Class. So go ahead and click on that. All right, and in here, you want the modifier to be public because you want to be able to access it from your computer. And we're just going to name this Practice 1. So go ahead and click Finish. And you'll see we have public class Practice 1. So now this whole class's name is Practice 1. You'll notice that there's a bracket here at the end of it. So I want you to put your cursor right in front of it and press Enter. Anything that you write has to go in between these two brackets. So anything that's in those brackets is your class. If something is not within those brackets, it's not in your class and you can't use it. Eventually we will get to a point that you will really understand what class means, but for the meantime, just know that you need the brackets and you have to write inside of those brackets. Now that we're inside the class, the first thing we need to make is a method. A method is basically a recipe on how you want to run your program. So the first thing your computer does when it runs a Java program is it looks for a method called main. And if it doesn't find main, it has no idea where to start. And the first thing we need to build is a method called main. So we're going to do something we're going to set this up for you in a way that you may understand a little better, because a method is basically kind of like a recipe. So we're going to write this a little bit like a recipe so you can kind of see what it is. So if we have public class Practice 1, come inside of our brackets and say void bake cake. And we need those open parentheses. So basically, bake cake is our method header. So that's the name of our method, is bake cake. So then when you go inside your recipe, so you press Enter, press Tab. So anything that's together like this, you need to make sure is very well laid out. So public class is the far left side. Your method is one tab over. Anything in that method is going to be one tab under that. So we're going to go over some basic formatting for Java also, but for right now, just stick with me for this. So you want to bake a cake, so you mix batter. And every line ends with a semicolon unless it's setting up a class or a method. So you mix the batter, cake in oven. Obviously, there's other steps. I'm pretty much shortening it up for you. And then you want to decorate your cake. All right. And you'll notice these aren't real instructions for Java because we're getting some errors over here on the left side of our Eclipse. But that's okay. So basically what happens is inside this method is the steps to complete it. So inside the recipe is called the method body. And this is called your method header. So this whole setup right here is your method. Okay, so now we have that. I'm going to go ahead and delete it because we don't really need that anymore now that we've seen the example. All of our errors have gone away. So look back at your book. So we have, it says public class tester. We said public class practice 1 instead. So that public static void main string args is what we need next. So go ahead and go and type public static void main. So we're setting up main string args open close bracket close parenthesis. Double check, so public static void main string args. We got it. Now it's angry over here. So if we go and highlight, it wants to complete the class. It wants us to close the parentheses. We did. What it's really saying is that we do not have an open parentheses. So if you come down below it, an open bracket, and press enter, and it automatically closes your bracket. Now that we have our method set up, we're going to write our very first code. So get ready. This is going to be one of the most common strings you're going to find in computer code. So it's system.out.println, open parenthesis, put in quotes, and say hello world. Okay. We have an error over here. Syntax error. We need a semicolon at the end of every line that's not setting up a method or class. So now we are ready to run our very, very first program. So if you look up at the top, there's a little play button right here. It says run. Go ahead and click it. Select resources to save. Be able to save. Always save resources before launching. And click OK. So now down here at the bottom, we have a little window that says hello world. This just ran your program and it worked correctly. So now if you change it to something else, so if you want to say hello class, run it again. So basically this program is going to say whatever you type in there. So go ahead and play with it for a couple of times, see, make sure yours is working. And anything you type in there is actually going to come out with the quote. So if you change any words in there with the quotes, it will print the same thing. So take out something different. So what I want you to do is keep the quotes up there, and I want you to type in inside the quotes, so 25 divided by 5. Press run, and it prints 25 divided by 5. Take out the quotes. You're printing 25 divided by 5. Press run. Whoop, there's an error. What's our error? I left the quote in. So go ahead and press run, and it's 5. So it actually printed out your solution for you. So now what I want you to do is we're going to copy and paste this. So copy this line with the semicolon, and I'm going to put one right above it. Anything you put in quotes is going to show up. So make sure there's a space. So I'm going to put in 25 divided by 5 is, and the next line I'm going to have it show up. So run. It says 25 divided by 5 is 5. Now what I want you to do is on that first line, line 6, take out the ln and run it again. So now you'll notice down here at the bottom that it says 25 divided by 5 is 5, but it's all in the same line. So the difference between system.out.print and system.out.println is the ln will put a blank line after that line for you. One of the most important things in Java is making sure that things are labeled. So I want you to come up to line 1 and I want you to hit 2 backslashes. This puts a comment into your Java code. So you can say author and then put yourself. Today's date. And I also want you to name the project. So this would be like project Hello World. And a lot of times what I'm going to have you do is put in a description of the project. So this project prints a line of text. Now that you're done with this project, I want you to just make sure you have it saved. And if you go into your folder, go to your local disk, users, you, and your workspace. And this is where it's going to save. So I'm going to create a shortcut for myself for my workspace. So you click on it and do send to desktop. It creates a shortcut on your desktop for you so your workspace is always accessible. So I minimize my items here. See the workspace is on the desktop. It's going to create a folder for you. Lesson 1. Source is your Java file. And then has your class file. So in your source file, this is the project that you are going to upload to Moodle. So upload your practice 1 to Moodle. And then what I want you to do is in your book, you are going to complete the project from me to you. So under lesson 1 over on the left side, if you need help navigating, it's from me to you, and go ahead and click on it. And this is the project that you are going to complete on your own and turn it on Moodle. There's a forum for you if you get stuck to help each other out. Good luck and let me know if you have any questions.